The future at Lloyd's is made up of 6 different solutions, one of which is the Lloyd's Risk Exchange. This will be a platform for underwriting relatively simple, high volume, low value risks. It will allow policies to be created and brought digitally, whilst providing brokers and cover holders with an easy to use, end-to-end way of accessing Lloyd's products and services. Risks will be automatically rated by algorithms to speed up placement and reduce costs, and data will be enriched to provide greater underwriting and customer insight. Over the past few months, the Risk Exchange Design Lab has been working with the market to design a prototype that shows how a user might connect to the Risk Exchange using their own systems, register their product using the Risk Exchange, search for a product, or use the data enrichment tool. We will now demonstrate how the prototype works from both a cover holder and a broker perspective. Now, let's suppose I'm a Lloyd's approved cover holder, wanting to sell my product through the Risk Exchange. After carrying out some market research to understand what customers are looking for, I worked with Lloyd's brokers and syndicates to develop a new commercial property product for business interruption risk. I want to register and define my product on the Risk Exchange, so I enter my company name and the product name. Then I select the contingencies that it covers, things like damage, business interruption, and liability, and the perils covered, flood and earthquake, for example. Next, I choose which brokers can sell my product and receive quotes for it, based on existing terms and binding authority agreements. After defining the product, I choose how I want to receive quote requests. In this case, I want to get them via APIs. Now I have added this information, the Risk Exchange will send through quote requests to the rating engines, which means I don't have to enter the data multiple times and that I can send quotes to my customer quickly. As well as defining the products using preset data fields, I can also add exclusion clauses. For example, this product does not cover properties in California. Once I have defined the product, I select Create Product, and it is now registered on the exchange. The Risk Exchange automatically adds it to its product catalogue, where you can view all available products. Here you can see the following: the cover holder name, the product name, the contingencies and perils covered, the product limits, and the connection options, API, or Lloyd's Quote and Bind tool. Brokers can now search and get a quote for my product, which is matched to their inquiries. We're now moving to the search interface of the Risk Exchange. In this example, a broker helps their customer find a suitable product using the Risk Exchange.
Suppose my name is Brad, and I am a broker specialising in US property insurance. With me is Tim, who owns 5 franchises and is looking for the right property cover. I log into the Risk Exchange through the Lloyd's portal and start my search by entering the house number, the street name, and the zip code. This is all the information the Risk Exchange needs to supply additional data for this property. This works well for Tim because he only needs to supply the minimum amount of information. The Risk Exchange uses the data enrichment tool to provide extra information about the property. Based on Tim's requirements, I recommend the coverage terms that we should enter into the search criteria. For contingencies, we select damage and liability, and for perils, we choose earthquake, flood, and fire. Once the data has been enriched, and I have checked it with Tim, I add the extra information needed to request a quote: the insured's name and industry sector, the filing state, and Tim's home state of insured, the policy start date, and the property usage and insurance class. I also add the total loss to be covered. Once I have added the information, I click on Find Quote. Within seconds, the Risk Exchange returns a range of products that meet Tim's requirements. We review these quotes and select the best option. The Risk Exchange then issues a draft contract that is sent to Tim and me. All quote requests are registered on the Risk Exchange, and all relevant parties can keep the information for their own use.
So that's an early prototype of how some elements of the Risk Exchange could work. Over the next few months during the transition phase, we'll be developing these ideas and our thinking in other areas so that we are ready to begin build and delivery in phase 1. You can get involved with the future at Lloyd's by partnering with Lloyd's to test early components, by providing feedback and assisting in user testing during phase 1, by becoming an early adopter of technology in phase 2, and by making critically required changes to internal systems at time of rollout. Please get in touch if you'd like to get involved.